Love is just one reason to have your child immunized. Our free booklet has lots more. Write Immunization, Pueblo, Colorado, 81009.
Channel 13, Tampa, St. Petersburg.
From Tampa, Florida, CBS Sports presents the Los Angeles Rams versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Hi, everybody. I'm Vin Scully, along with George Allen, and welcome to sultry Tampa. And, George, what do you see going in on a humid day?
Well, Vinny, we have two quarterbacks that are exactly the opposite. We have Pat Hayden, to date, has thrown off to the backs, waggles, checkdowns, the intermediate short passing game. We have Doug Williams, who is 6'4", 215, big and strong, and a bomber. They've been winning with big plays. It'll be very interesting to see if the game plan changes the strategy that they've used to date.
Now, the Rams are a veteran defensive ball club, and it figures to give Williams a lot of problems.
Williams is going to have to hit the tight end down the seam, number 88, Giles, to break up that double coverage.
And what about Pat Hayden? What problems will he have? First of all, this Tampa Bay club has a pretty good pass rush, at least against the teams they've played.
Yes, Pat's going to have to run the ball first and play action second. He's going to have to take the rush off because they're a good pass rushing team, as you said, if they can get him in a 3rd and 9 situation. So he's going to have to run first and pass second.
Well, those are the thoughts going in. Now let's go down on the field. The Rams and the Buccaneers. Well, if we have a ball game anything like last year, it will be exciting, and that's the feeling. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers have won the toss. They have elected to receive. So going into this ball game, we might just refresh our memories. In Week 10 of last year, Frank Corral kicked a 27-yard field goal with 3 seconds left to give the Rams a 26-23 win. Nolan Cromwell came up out of a hold, out of field goal formation, and ran for a touchdown. Billy Waddy caught a 68-yard touchdown pass from Pat Hayden, and Ricky Bell for the Buccaneers rushed for 104 yards and scored a touchdown. But that was last year. Now it's a question of the Rams coming in here 2-1. The temperature 83 degrees. The humidity is a little over 70%. There is a 60% chance of rain. We already had a torrential downpour about 3 hours ago. So the Rams, from the heat, although not so much humidity in Los Angeles, come to the fire in Tampa. And Frank Corral will tee it up on the 35-yard line. Deep for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers will be number 46. That's Danny Reese. And all week long he's been quoted as saying, "I'm just dying to bust one." Well, we'll see. Up in front of him you have Ragsdale, number 23. And with Ragsdale and Reese, we are just about ready for the kickoff. Frank Corral kicks it down the middle. And it's picked up by Ragsdale to the 25, falls forward to the 31-yard line. So George Ragsdale, out of North Carolina A&T, a 3-year man, will start it off now. And let's take a look at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. With Williams at quarterback, Eckwood and Bell the running backs. The wide receivers, Isaac Higgins, number 81, and Morris Owens, 85. The tight end, and he could be a key factor in the game, Jimmy Giles, number 88. So let's take a look as the Buccaneers put it in play. 1st and 10 from the 30. Bell is all alone with Eckwood on a wing, and in motion is Morris Owens to the right side. First play straight ahead, and Ricky Bell runs right into the grasp of Larry Brooks, then picks up maybe 2.
Well, Vinny, the Tampa Bay team has been a big play team to date. They beat Green Bay last week on 3 big plays. They opened the ball game with a 3 left formation and then used motion to end up in a double wing. So they're being a little more open to date. They're basically an I formation team with a tailback carrying the ball.
One thing for Doug Williams, he has the lowest completion percentage, but he leads the conference with over 16 yards per completion. So when he hits, it's usually a big one. 2nd and 8 from the 32, and here goes Eckwood, and he fumbled right into and out of the arms of Dave Elmendorf. Nolan Cromwell fell on it, and the Rams have it. 1st and 10 on the Buccaneer 39.
Well, he had a nice hole in this play. This is what we call a hunch play. The lead back goes right through, and Eckwood has a good hole there. Somebody hit his elbow, jarred the ball loose. This is what Tampa Bay cannot have if they expect to stay in the ball game. Let's see if Hayden throws on 1st down now.
So first and 10 for the Rams on the Buccaneer 39. Jesse is wide right. Preston Denard goes left. It'll be Lawrence McCutcheon hit and drilled immediately as the Buccaneers tested, and Wally Chambers, number 60, came over to make the hit.
Well, Tampa has what I would call a playoff defense. It's up to their offense whether they're going to get into the playoffs or not. This is a real test of the Tampa Bay defense. It's also a test of Hayden to put some points on the board.
Hayden has him set out of the eye. Cullen Bryant and Lawrence McCutcheon. Denard left. Nelson, the tight end, is on the right side. And it'll be McCutcheon, and they're going to eat him up. McCutcheon unable, as Bill Kohler, who plays the big job, number 77, a 6-year man out of Montana State. He was on the National Football League all-rookie team way back in '73.
Well, it's just straight ahead M blocking, man-for-man blocking. Tampa's defense is tough against the run. You're not going to run much against that Tampa defense.
Well, here's a big play now for Hayden. 3rd and 8 for Hayden. The Rams with a pretty good completion on 3rd down. Nelson is on the left side. And Hayden is looking deep down the middle, and it is broken up. Broken up by number 54, Richard Wood. And anybody who knows anything about SC knows about Batman, and there he is.
Wood got real good depth on this. Hayden has the time to throw. Wood almost picked it off. Watch this. Should have gone up with 2 hands rather than 1.
So although Eckwood fumbled, now Ken Clark, and we should mention something about Clark's punting. His punts have been returned for more yardage than any other punter in the NFC. He's forced just 1 fair catch on 19 kicks.
Well, he's kicking line drives all the time, Vinny.
Well, we'll see about what he does now. Deep is Reese, flanked by Mucker. And that one will go out of bounds, so he's able to get off a pretty good kick, and they will mark it at the 9-yard line, where Tampa Bay will put it in play. 1st and 10 from the 9. With 12:45 remaining in the first quarter, timeout on the field. The Rams nothing, Tampa Bay nothing.
When you're a lifeguard, you practice all you can, because saving a few seconds may save a few lives. But now comes Miller time. Time to head for the best tasting beer you can find. America's quality beer, Miller High Life.
If you've got the time, we've got the beer. Take care of your car at Kmart.
Your Kmart Automotive Center has the answer to your muffler problem. The zinc-coated, double-wrapped Kmart Arrestor muffler. Have it installed by Kmart, and if anything goes wrong, they'll replace it free, as long as you own your American-made car. The Arrestor. Zinc-coated and double-wrapped like the best. And best of all, Kmart price. Get it at Kmart Automotive Centers across the USA, where quality auto products are Kmart priced.
Tampa Bay with the ball for the 2nd time following a fumble, and then their young defense stiffened. They put it in play 1st and 10 from the 9. Eckwood and Bell are behind Williams. Morris Owens wide on the right side, and Williams going for the home run, and he's going to throw it out of the ballpark. Isaac Higgins going deep down the left side, and he was guarded by Perry, and he never had a chance.
He's a big play quarterback, and that's a pretty good call from the end zone. You might get off a long gainer there, and the Rams use double coverage.
One thing about Williams, in 3 games, he has cranked up now for 70 passes, and he has not been sacked. And he's going up against a ball club that last year sacked Mike Ray 9 times when they met. So we'll see the difference this afternoon. 2nd and 10 from the 9. Owens wide right. And here comes Eckwood, and he maybe gets a yard. That's all to the 10. Making sure that he didn't fumble this time. He had both arms hard around the ball.
Watch Hannah versus Youngblood on this play. See if we can see it. Hannah's a defensive man playing offense, and he just tried to block him low, and Jack ran around him.
How tough is it, George, to convert a defensive lineman to the offense?
You know, Vinny, that's something I always wanted to do when I was coaching. I wanted a defensive lineman playing in our offensive line to give us some toughness and leadership, because it's just the opposite. On offense, it's poise, calmness. On defense, it's fight and fury. And this is what Hannah's doing. He doesn't have techniques. He'll hold, he'll do anything to get his job done.
Freddie Dreyer shaken up on the play, down on his knees at the 8-yard line. So we can repeat that play. Watch Doug Williams for a moment, but we decide to go back to live. So it'll be 3rd and 9. We're having a little bit of equipment problem as we go to the 10-yard line, and the Buccaneers under Doug Williams trying to get it going. The 2-year man out of Grambling. Tampa Bay has converted only 13 third downs. They're last in the NFC. They're not going to gamble. They go to Eckwood trying to get around Perry, and he is dragged down at the 5-yard line. Brodzinski came over to help, so they actually lost about 4.
Well, that's what they do well. That's where they run the ball. They lined up in an I formation on 3rd and 9 and tossed the ball to the tailback and run the football. That's their best play. That's what they hurt Green Bay with.
Coming in now to do the punting is Tom Blanchard. And in talking about the punter, Blanchard's last 9 punts have been returned only once. Last year, 70% would run back, the highest rate in the NFC. So let's check his hang time. Eddie Brown is deep for the Rams on the Buccaneer 47. And it's a low end-over-end kick that'll roll to Brown at the 46. Brown looking for his blockers, and there's a clip against the Rams as Brown is necktied at the 25-yard line. The clip was on Tony Davis. Tony Davis, who was the wide man going down under the punt, was really hit from behind. And if you pick up that orange and white 27, you'll see the play. There's 27, and there's the hit from behind by Sid Justin, hitting Tony Davis, and the clip has been spotted and duly enforced now by Jerry Markbright, the referee.
We used to have a rule, Vinny, that if you're in doubt, don't throw the block. I'd rather not have them blocked than to clip.
Personal foul, clipping number 29, Sid Justin. You can read his lips. So that'll put the ball back 1st and 10 on the Ram 40-yard line. The last time they had the ball, they were on the Buccaneer 39 and couldn't go anywhere. So we've got 11-17 left in the first quarter. The Rams nothing, Bucks nothing.
It's Ford Truck Week, the biggest clearance offer in Ford truck history. The best-selling trucks of the 70s must make way for the new 80 Ford trucks. Previously announced factory incentives to Ford dealers make lower prices possible, so you can save hundreds on tough Ford V8 pickups, tough Ford V8 vans, tough Ford Broncos and Rancheros too. Save hundreds on the best-selling trucks of the 70s until the introduction of the 80s. See your Ford dealer now during Ford Truck Week.
Remember this when you choose an airline. American was first with computerized reservations to answer your calls faster.
We were first with curbside baggage processing to handle your luggage faster.
And we were first with one-stop check-in to get you through the airport faster. We're American Airlines, and finding ways to serve you better is one of the things we do best.
We're American Airlines, doing what we do best.
Monday on The White Shadow, an angry youth turns the team against Coach Reeves when he labels him a bigot.
Foul, but don't play, then we ain't gonna play.
Starting at 8, 7 Central and Mountain.
Situation, Doug France and Selman now. 77 and
10 seconds.
$11-17 left in the first quarter, and the Rams and Buccaneers no score. As you can see in overtime, Minnesota beat Green Bay 27-21. Kramer passing to Rashad to do it. Play action fake to McCutcheon. Over to the right side to Cullen Bryant. The pass is complete, and he goes about 2 yards shy of a first down. So they picked up 8, moving the ball to the 48-yard line. This telecast, presented by authority of the National Football League, intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the National Football League is prohibited.
That's good, smart football. play action from the I formation, 1st and 10.
The 2nd and 2. The ball on the 48-yard line of Los Angeles. No score. In motion is Jesse as they give to Lawrence McCutcheon, and he cracks to about the 49, which should be enough for the first down if they spot it across midfield. And it looks like they will.
Bill Kohler and Leroy Selman on the stop.
So that'll be a first down for the Rams. Undaunted by the clipping penalty, they immediately bounce back to keep it going. And now from midfield, Hayden trying to keep a drive going. Pat is 2-0 against Hayden in his young career. 3 touchdown passes and no interceptions against the Bucs. Second man is Cullen Bryant. He took that handoff on his left hip, and he did well to hold on to it.
Well, that's straight ahead football and blocking, man-for-man blocking, which is pretty good against that 34 defense. We're going to try to watch Doug France against Selman and see what we can get here. Here it is. It's a running play. Selman just comes right into pursuit and helps on the tackle. Selman lines up head-on Doug France so he can work either inside or outside.
Leroy Selman has 4 sacks so far this year, 33 in his career. In motion is Preston Denard. Hayden looking right and releasing to McCutcheon. And McCutcheon, with a little screen set up in front of him, goes out of bounds at the 40-yard line.
Now, Vinny, that's the same play the Rams worked last week. Very similar play to beat the 49ers. Throwing to Elvis Peacock. They did not defense this properly. If they defense that play that way, the Rams are going to make some extra yardage.
Doug Smith, the right guard of the Rams, did a pretty good job on Richard Wood. He moved Wood out of the play, and that helped set up the screen and make it go. So you have 3rd and 1 for the Rams. They have to get just about to the 39-yard line. And here goes McCutcheon, hit and dives forward anyway, and might have had the first down. He got away from Wally Chambers, and coming up was Mike Washington. And Washington, number 40, looked like he might have him right there. And he still fought his way ahead. However, they're going to spot the ball shy of the first down. So it'll be 4th down for the Rams, about a foot or less, George.
The guy I like in this situation, if you run the football, is number 32, Cullen Bryant. Give him the ball straight ahead. Very seldom does he get hit for a loss. He's a sure ball carrier and a hard runner.
And you can see there's going to be inches to go. Another important factor, the Rams are 2nd in the NFC in ball control. They average a little more than 33.5 minutes per game. Only Dallas holds the ball more, 35 minutes. So the Bucs have to find a way to get the ball.
There's 2 calls here, quarterback sneak or give the ball to Cullen Bryant. That's two safe calls.
All right, Bryant and McCutcheon behind Hayden. Charlie Young is on the left side. Terry Nelson on the right with Ron Jesse. 4th and a foot. And it will be Cullen Bryant. And it would appear as if he fell forward. We just have to wait and see. The Buccaneers giving it up grudgingly. Cullen Bryant.
If they made it, they barely made it.
Following McCutcheon's lead block.
That play is called 25M hunch. It's an old single wing football play, and it's sound. You don't care what the defense is. You shouldn't lose yardage.
What does the hunch mean? Where's that come from?
Hunch means the halfback hunches up and leads through the play.
Okay.
Blocks the linebacker or the first man that shows.
Probably invented at Notre Dame. And it'll be a first down by inches for Cullen Bryant. 7 years out of Colorado. So Bryant, the butter and egg man for the Rams, gets the 1st and 10. The ball on the Buccaneer 39. We have 9:21 to go in the first quarter, no score. The Rams had a big break and couldn't capitalize the first time they got the ball. Now they're trying to get a move on. Jesse goes wide right. Denard is left. Hayden to McCutcheon. John Williams missed the block, and down he goes. He was supposed to pick up David Lewis, number 57, and he ran right by him.
That's the way to get across. Watch Chambers. Watch Chambers, 60. Try to beat Slater to the inside, and Slater just pushed him in, knocked him over.
So while Slater was taking care of Chambers, John Williams couldn't handle David Lewis, and Lewis made the tackle, knocking him down at the 40-yard line. So it's 2nd and 11. Jesse is wide right. Nelson is on the right side. Denard left. Bryant and McCutcheon behind Hayden. Kohler almost jumped offside. And Hayden over the middle to McCutcheon, and he spins away and goes inside the 35-yard line. Cockney had an arm around him and couldn't hold him.
Pat's doing what he does well against this good rush, this good Buccaneer defense. He's throwing short. He has time to read the underneath coverage of the linebackers, and he's picking up 5, 6, 7, 8 yards.
You know, Hayden has really been a streak passer. He completed 9 straight against Oakland, 7 straight against Denver. He had 8 straight against San Francisco. And here he comes, 3rd and 2. The ball on the 32-yard line of Tampa Bay. Hayden looking to the right side and throwing to, oh, what a lick. Jarris White hitting Cullen Bryant head on. White is 5'11", 185, and Bryant is 6'1", 234. You can take another look at that concussion.
Pat wanted to go downfield, and he saw the flat was open, and I think he picked up the first down here. Cullen Bryant is also a good receiver. People don't realize that or give him enough credit. He's an excellent receiver.
So it's 1st and 10 on the Buccaneer 26. Remember, this started on the Ram 40-yard line following the clip on the punt. Denard goes left and Jesse is right. Again, Nelson on the right side. And you have Elvis Peacock in there now. And it'll be play action fake, end around to the tight end Nelson, and the Buccaneers have read it. They drop him at the 40-yard line. Johnson and Leroy Selman, number 63, read the end around to the tight end Terry Nelson.
Well, you know, when you get in this area of the field, you don't want to get hit for a loss. You don't want to get out of field goal range. Now, that's a gamble. That's what I call a gadget play. And against a real good defense, you don't fool them too much.
It's surprising, too. The Rams figured to go straight ahead, not a lot of razzle-dazzle.
That's the best way to attack the Buccaneer defense. Go right at them.
So that moves the ball back to the 36, so it's 2nd and 20 for Hayden. Peacock and McCutcheon. Jesse on the right side. Hayden gonna scramble and now holds on to it, and they'll drill it at the 30-yard line, and he fell forward to the 29, but they're going to spot it back at the 30, so he picked up 6, 3rd and 14.
I'll tell you one thing all the audience can watch. Hayden has fine protection. Tampa is not putting any pressure on him when they just rush with 3 men. They're going to have to dog one of those linebackers to put a little more pressure on him. Good coverage by Tampa. Nobody open.
Tampa Bay leads the NFC with 15 sacks, only 3 fewer than the NFL leader, New England. 3rd and 14 from the 30. Denard left and Jesse right. Hayden hesitating. Chambers leaps in the air to take the pass away. And now Hayden throwing down the left side, and a diving catch by Preston Denard, and they finally knock him out at the 26-yard line.
I tell you what, Pat Hayden did a fine job here on scrambling. There's nobody open. Watch Denard now, number 88. He sees that Pat's in trouble, and he's working to get open. Now watch him come back. Make a diving catch. This is heads-up football. Watch this catch. Brilliant catch. And now he's not touched down by the defense. He can get up and run. See, the defender didn't touch him yet.
However, it is ruled no pass. It is 4th down. Preston Denard got up, but at the 30-yard line is where the ball was spotted. 4th down and 14.
They must have blown it dead.
They sure did on that scramble. So it is an incomplete pass with all of that scrambling and the great catch. Frank Corral kicking out of a hole by Nolan Cromwell. The ball spotted on the 37. It is a 47-yard field goal attempt. Corral has made 11 of his last 12. And he kicks it short and to the right, no good. And for the second time, the young Buccaneers have stiffened.
I think one of the reasons he kicked that short is the field's a little wet and the grass, and he kicked low. He kicked underneath it.
4:59 in the first quarter, no score.
A lot of people think using Federal Express is complicated. But really, it's so simple, even a vice president can do it.
Hello, Federal.
All you do is pick up the phone. We come to your office and pick up the package. Well, even a president can do that.
Hello, Federal.
In fact, using Federal Express is so simple that even a chairman of the board can do it.
Hello!
Federal Express, when it absolutely positively has to be there overnight.
It's my best motor oil, Sunoco Special. Heck, you can take this 10W40 grade, do a lot of hard driving, and it'll stay a 40 grade. Now that's an oil you can count on.
I can be very friendly, yes I can. Catch you with kindness, that's my plan. Give you every courtesy, that's what friendly is to me. I can be very friendly, very friendly.
Yes, I can.
As you look at a couple of final scores, Detroit defeating Atlanta 24-23, and Pittsburgh over Baltimore 17-13. Buffalo chewing up the Jets 46-31, a final. And our score, no score, with 4:59 in the first quarter. 1st and 10 for Tampa on their own 30-yard line. It's the first time they've gotten the ball out from their own goal post. They did hit after the 30 the first time and fumbled. Took it over on the 9 the last time. Now they have it 1st and 10 from their own 30. Morris Owens wide right. All alone is Ricky Bell, and Brzezinski upends him along with Freddie Dreyer right at the line of scrimmage.
Well, you know, the Buck defense has really held. They've had bad field possession. The Rams have no points on the board. So the Rams have not taken advantage of two great opportunities to either score a touchdown or kick a field goal. Now, the Buck offense has been very conservative. I expect him to put one up deep.
2nd and 10 on the Buccaneer 30-yard line. In motion goes Jones, wide right. And a flag on the play as Williams sets up and throws it through a crowd intended for Giles, the tight end, but as we said, a flag. By the way, going back, remember that catch? It appeared to be a great catch on television by Preston Denard, and we said that they had ruled no catch. The officials felt that he had trapped the ball.
From our viewpoint, it looks like he made a great catch, isn't
Yes,
he?
it sure did. The referee, Jerry Markbright, the umpire, Gordon Wells, head linesman El Sabato, line judge, Bama Glass.
Illegal motion, number 84, offense, declined, 3rd down.
That's Gordon Jones, the rookie out of Pittsburgh, who was in motion right and broke off towards the line of scrimmage. Though the illegal motion, and that's refused to make it 3rd and 10 from the 30-yard line. And we'll see what Doug Williams can do this time. He has Eckwood and Bell. Morris Owens is wide right. Isaac Hagan's wide left. Giles on the right side. Brzezinski trying to get in, and the pass is picked off by Jim Youngblood, and he's off to the races.
Yeah.
There's a flag on the play, so let's see. Ricky Bell was the intended receiver. Jim Youngblood picked him up and took off the pass. Evidently, it was a holding penalty against Tampa Bay, which is refused.
You know,
and here's the play again.
This is similar to what we saw Monday night.
Holding, number 75, offense, declined, touchdown.
When Carl Lorch picked off a pass from Pisarcik and scored. When you throw in the flat, if there's a defender there, you got to get it up and over. You can't throw a line drive right through him, and that's what happened.
Dave Revis, number 75, the tackle on the left side, was guilty of holding. The intended pass for Ricky Bell picked off by Jim Youngblood, and there's the touchdown. So the Rams leading 6-0, and the defense gets them the points. And now Frank Corral, who has kicked 6 for 6, and he's 31 out of 31, misses. So Frank Corral missing and breaks his string. He had kicked 31 consecutive points. Let's see whether it's the damp ground or what's that causing him. Just didn't get it. 4-11 to the quarter, 6-0 Rams.
The AC Spark Plug, buy 7, get 1 free sales on right now. Participating outlets where you see this poster.
Thanks, AC.
Americans are learning that if their car's plugs are misfiring, a tune-up with new AC Spark Plugs can help improve gas mileage. Thanks, AC. Now's the time to tune up because AC Delco is making it possible for you to get 8 AC
AC.
Tune up with AC with 5-7. Get 1 free.
Thanks, AC.
Jean Marie McTeague, age 6 hours. And along with Jean, you get weeks of sleepless nights, months of dirty diapers, and a lifetime of responsibilities. Nationwide can help you handle those responsibilities with life insurance for you and every member of your family, even the new ones. And knowing you're prepared for Jean is what our blanket protection is all about.
Nationwide is on your side.
Next Saturday on the CBS Sports Spectacular, look out for the return of the world's strongest men competition. The action-packed competition of the 79 Canoe Kayak World Championships and more. You'll say, you saw it on CBS Sports.
Up Monday night on CBS, White Shadow, MASH, WKRP in Cincinnati, and Lou Grant right here Monday evening. 2 turnovers for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, an interception and a fumble, and the interception, a 31-yard run by Jim Youngblood for the touchdown. The kick will go to Ragsdale at the 4, to the 15, to the 20, 25, 30, 33-yard line. A good return by George Ragsdale, a 3-year man out of North Carolina A&T.
33-yard line.
So the Buccaneers trying to bounce back. 1st and 10 on their own 33. Coach John McKay, who has his Buccaneers 3-0. It's a nice view of his hat. Now we go 1st and 10 from the Buccaneer 33. There you are for Corky and the kids and the McKay Marching and Chowder Society back in Los Angeles. In motion is Eckwood to the right. A pitch back. They're setting up a student body right for Ricky Bell. Elmendorf tries to bring him down, and he finally goes down at the 38-yard line. A sweep by Bell.
Well, the thing that they do well is run from the eye, and they've only used that once, and that was 3rd and 9. They're giving the Rams a different look on defense. They aren't going to fool this Ram defense too much. You have to block them. You have to execute. And by the way, that touchdown pass that Youngblood picked off, Jim Youngblood shouldn't have been throwing.
New England beating San Diego 27-21. The Buccaneers have it at 2nd and 4 in their own 39. Eckwood in motion to the right. And straight ahead, Ricky Bell, and he goes to midfield. And we should remind you that last year, Ricky Bell gained 104 yards against the Rams, and in 9 games since, only Paul Hofer of San Francisco has gone 100.
See, it's M blocking, straight ahead blocking, and this is the type of football that'll bother the Ram defense.
So they've gone 17 yards so far on the drive to make it 1st and 10 from the 50. Hagan's wide left and Morris Owens wide right. Giles, a tight end on the right side, over the middle, intended for Giles. He bumped into Jack Reynolds. Well, the crowd thinks a flag should be thrown, but there is none.
Vinny, in the warm-up, in the pregame warm-up, we talked about that's one play that could be successful against the Rams defense, sending Giles up the seam. Now, he was going to come open, but he was jammed by Jack Reynolds, which is smart football on Jack's part.
Giles, number 88, who figures to be rather conspicuous today, a 3-year man out of Alcorn State. They tell me he runs the 40 in 4.6. And, George, I'm just wondering about times in football brochures, just how accurate they are. Maybe we can talk about that in a minute. Jones in motion to the right. Second man, and that's Eckwood, and they stack him right up. And what a lick at the last minute by Brodzinski, but he held on to the ball. What about these times you read about?
Vinny, I've always found that the times were exaggerated. We'd get reports a guy ran 4.5, 4.6, 4.4. But then when we got them in and timed them, they never were that fast.
Did you time fellas when you were with Washington?
Yes, I timed them, and I used to time them on grass. I didn't time them on AstroTurf and didn't put track shoes on them. And I timed them the way they would be in football.
With some of those fellas you had, you probably used a calendar to time. From the 50, it's 3rd and 10. The Williams, who's a big play man, needs a big play to keep any kind of a drive alive. Doug rushing by Jack Youngblood, now by Mike Fanning, and he's going to keep it. Stumbles to the 45-yard line, upended by Thomas and Jim Youngblood. At the 45, and he is far shy. He needs about 5.5 yards for the first down, so they'll have to give up the football.
See, Williams is at a disadvantage today. He's a young quarterback with great potential. He's going against an experienced defense that can do things to bother him. Mix their coverages, run stunts, give him one coverage, take it away. And this is what he's found going in the early part of the game.
Now, Tom Blanchard, we told you, he has really improved on his hang time this year from last. Eddie Brown all alone on the Ram 10. And Blanchard arrows it over Brown's head and into the end zone. So the Rams will put it in play, 1st and 10 on their own 20. And Los Angeles leading Tampa Bay 6-0 with 1 minute and 3 seconds to go in the first quarter. The CBS Sports Spectacular next Saturday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, featuring the world's strongest men competition, the 1979 Canoe Kayak World Championships and Pacific Gymnastics Championships, a preview of that event. That's all coming up on the CBS Sports Spectacular next Saturday at 5 p.m. 49-year-old Ray Malavasi, a lineman at West Point under Earl Blake and Vince Lombardi, eventually at Mississippi State, drafted 6th round by the Philadelphia Eagles. Looking at his young Rams as they try and move 1st and 10 from the 20. Hayden to Colin Bryant. And Bryant is out across the 25 to the 27-yard line. Bryant figures to be the workhorse, and he has been already.
Well, the Rams used motion on that play to change the strength. The only remaining back was Colin Bryant. They gave him a little flip, and he made this mostly on his own. Good, powerful running.
2nd and 3 on the Ram 27. We have 36 seconds left to go in the first quarter. It's a slot right. Denard inside Jesse. Nelson is on the left side. Now in motion goes Denard. Second man, Lawrence McCutcheon, and he fumbles. Leroy Selman hit him on the fumble, however. There's a flag, and it looks like Tampa Bay has recovered.
Well,
Bill Kohler falling on it. He's the nose guard, number 77. He was fighting John Williams, number 75. That's Chambers, number 60. Here comes McCutcheon. And as he trips and goes forward, the ball is loose. Kohler sits up and sees it, and he beats John Williams. So Bill Kohler beating John Williams on the fumble, and the Buccaneers have the ball 1st and 10 on the Ram 27. Great camera work, fellas.
Let's see what the Buccaneers are going to do now. They've got great field position. They have to come away with at least a field goal.
1st and 10 on the Ram 27-yard line. Morris Owens goes to the left side. Giles and Obradovich, 2 tight ends, and Bell in motion. Here comes Eckwood, running laterally and then gets across the 25 and is dragged down at the 22 by Dave Elmendorf. So they picked up 5 at 2nd and 5.
You know, watching Eckwood's running style, he doesn't necessarily make you miss. He just runs hard, takes off, and runs. Not too nifty. And most of his big runs have been that way. He just takes off and runs.
Well, on that note, that's the end of the first quarter with the Rams 6, Tampa Bay nothing.
Antifreeze. You never think about it, or how it has to protect somebody beside you, or what could happen without it. Stranded in freezing weather and no help for miles. Don't trust your luck. Don't trust the weather. Take out old, weak antifreeze now and put your trust in Prestone, too. More people trust Prestone than all other brands combined.
I've been worried about you.
More people trust Prestone. And when you flush your cooling system, trust Prestone Super Flush.
Where's Merlin? Where did it go?
Jenny's got a playing tic-tac-toe.
Now where's Merlin?
When last seen it was out with Dad playing blackjack. 13.
Where's Merlin now?
It's not there. It's out with Billy playing Magic Square.
Merlin is a computer with personality. Plays 6 different games, talks with 20 sounds. 6 penlight batteries not included.
Where's Merlin now? Better come clean.
In the kitchen with Mom playing music machine.
Merlin from Parker Brothers.
Best Zenith ever. System 3 is even better. Even better. The sharpest Zenith picture ever. Sharpest picture. An all-modular chassis designed to be the most reliable Zenith ever. Most reliable. And now, better sound. 4 speakers, audio jacks, even an audio control center. Better sound. Zenith System 3. System 3. Now, even better.
The start of the second quarter, Tampa Bay having recovered a Lawrence McCutcheon fumble. They have it 2nd and 5 on the Ram 22. Coming into the ball game, the Bucs had scored 81 points, tying them with Washington for the NFC scoring lead. Give you an idea, last year it took Tampa Bay 7 games to pile up 81 points. So 2nd and 5 for Doug Williams and the Buccaneers. The ball on the Ram 22-yard line, slot left. Owens inside Hagan. Giles, the tight end, on the right side. And they weren't right ready to get it started.
Normally, this is a running situation. Defensively, you call a run defense. It's a good play-action situation. Offensively,
Ricky Bell all alone with Eckwood on a wing as they go slot left. And in motion comes Eckwood, and there goes Ricky Bell, slanting nicely, and he made a marvelous run that time. Oh, what a slant for Ricky Bell.
When they used motion, Ricky Bell, the hole was plugged up, and Ricky Bell worked to the outside, did this on his own, dove forward.
Freddie Dreyer had a shot at his ankles and couldn't get him, and Brodzinski was looking back over his right shoulder as Bell slanted right behind him. Beautiful run. So it is 1st and 10 on the Ram 15-yard line. Bell and Eckwood. Morris Owens in a slot left inside Larry Mucker. Williams getting some heat, throwing Mucker, touchdown!
Williams showed the power and strength of his arm right there, because Mucker was covered, and he just threw that ball like Johnny Bench thrown into second base.
Larry Mucker and Doug Williams combined for a 15-yard touchdown pass.
Good first down call, Vinny. Now watch him gun that ball in there. Mucker's covered. Look at that.
Mucker, 3 years out of Arizona State. Marvelous play, beating Rod Perry for the touchdown. And now Neil O'Donohue, who has had all kinds of troubles, and that means big trouble because he's 6'6", but he's 9 out of 11 in points after. Let's see if he can give the Bucs a lead. The spot, the kick, it's up, it's good. We've got 14 minutes and 13 seconds left to go in the half, and the kid from Dublin, Ireland, Neil O'Donohue Begora, has put Tampa Bay out in front of the Los Angeles Rams 7-6.
People used to preserve their food with a chemical called sodium chloride. Salt, not very effective. Today, Monsanto makes a chemical preservative called potassium sorbate that keeps food days and weeks longer without spoiling. No chemical is totally safe all the time, everywhere, but with a worldwide shortage of food, we need chemicals like potassium sorbate. Without chemicals, life itself would be impossible.
It's official. Ford's answer to rebates, the largest incentives ever available to its dealers. The biggest clearance offer in Ford history just got bigger. See your Ford dealer and discover how many hundreds of dollars you can save on new trimmer LTDs, Mustang pace car replicas, elegant Thunderbirds, tough V8 pickups, vans, Broncos, Rancheros. Compare the total Ford deal with any other. You may well find it's the best value overall.
Neil O'Donohue, having just kicked the point after to put the Buccaneers out in front 76, will tee it up. Drew Hill is standing on the Ram 1-yard line. To Hill's right is Eddie Hill, number 24, and to his left is Elvis Peacock, number 34. They're on the 10-yard line. So O'Donohue signals he's ready, and we've got 14-13 to the half, 7-6 Rams. The kick to Drew Hill, and the rabbit out of Georgia Tech to the 15, to the 20, to the 30, and out of bounds. Neil O'Donohue over there along with Aaron Brown to knock him out. As he crossed the 35-yard line, we'll see how they spot it. We can duck in some scores for you now. A final, Houston 30 and Cincinnati 27.
You know, Vinny, Tampa has shown they can come from behind. They did that against Baltimore. That lets you know this team has really improved.
1st and 10 from the Ram 33-yard line. In motion is Jesse, McCutcheon, and Bryant. And here's McCutcheon. Bryant and Smith blocking for him. Caught from behind and drilled by Richard Wood, the 5-year man out of USC. David Lewis also, so it was a Trojan effort indeed. Wood, number 54, last man getting up.
Eddie Hill looks like he's going to be a good kick returner. He has that quickness and speed to go with it that you need to return punts and kickoffs. I think he needs a year of seasoning on punts.
Well, we have 13:49 remaining in the second quarter. Timeout. Tampa Bay 7 and the Rams 6.
You dance on a river of wood, and you never forget that the spinning shapes in the cold, dark water are your only bridge home. So you keep on dancing. And when you've coaxed enough logs into place to build a good-sized town, you can finally head for River's End and Miller Time. Miller Time. Time for the best-tasting beer you can find. Miller High Life. America's quality beer since 1855.
When it's time to relax, one beer stands clear. Miller beer. Miller tastes too good to hurry through. If you got the time, we've got the beer. Miller beer.
It's the World Series of Golf. Next Saturday and Sunday, the best of world-class players shoot for the title in the World Series of Golf. You'll say, you saw it on CBS Sports.
That's next Saturday at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time and Sunday at 4 from the Firestone Country Club in Akron, the World Series of Golf, the conclusion to the tour. It should be a dandy. Trouble for the Rams. Doug Smith, the 2-year man out of Bowling Green, the right guard, was playing for Dennis Hara, who has a bad calf, and Smith just went off with a knee injury. So the Rams are hurting at guard. Dennis Hara is in there now. 2nd and 7 on their own 36. Bryant and McCutcheon behind Hayden. Hayden under a rush from Chambers, a screen to McCutcheon, and it's the Batman, Richard Wood, who gets him again. Richard Wood is the #1 Buck tackler. Remarkable young ball player, 5 years out of USC.
Well, this showed the quickness and the lateral movement of Tampa's linebackers. No chance on this play.
So they lose 5 back to the 31. That makes it 3rd and 12 as Richard Wood dumps Lauren McCutcheon.
Let's see where Hayden tries to work on 3rd and 12 now. Let's see who he goes to.
He has Billy Waddy wide right. First time he's in the game. Jesse in a slot left. Inside Denard, who's in motion. Hayden looking over the middle, and it's to Denard, who was crossing over, and he's brought down at the 35-yard line by David Lewis.
Well, you're not going to pick up the first down throwing underneath. We had quite a battle there between Doug France and Selman on that play. Here it is, Doug France, 77, Selman, 63. One-on-one. Doug is pushing him outside, staying with him. Doug did his job. Doug won that battle.
So Denard, who was in motion, makes the reception, but they only picked up 6 yards. It's 4th and 6. Ken Clark kicking from his own 23-yard line. And deep for the Bucks will be Danny Reese. The kick to the right side, and Reese will take it on his 20. To the 25, and he goes down at the 28-yard line. On top of him is an old pal of yours, Coach, Joe Harris, whom the Rams just picked up, number 51.
Joe's a good special team player. Very, very physical. And I think he's a good addition to the Rams, and he's also going to be a football player later.
In the fourth quarter, Washington 17, St. Louis 7. Mosley just kicked a 47-yard field goal. Kansas City leading Oakland 28-0 in the fourth quarter.
You know, a guy that I think can help somebody is Jackie Wallace. I'm surprised no one's picked him up.
Chicago and Miami 3-3 in the second, and so Doug Williams puts it in play. 1st and 10 on his own 29. Bell and Eckwood. Eckwood, the second back, tripped up at the 30-yard line, and down he goes. Larry Brooks was the man who hit him, number 90, to bring him down.
The secret of this formation, the I formation, is to have a fullback who will block for the tailback. Has to be a strong blocker, and this is what Tampa Bay has done very well in the opening 3 games. That's their number 1 formation.
San Francisco leading New Orleans 7-6 in the second quarter. Picked up 2 yards, so it'll be 2nd and 8 from the Buccaneer 31. Tampa Bay leading the Rams 7-6. 11:15 to the half. Slot left. Owens inside Mucker. And Eckwood goes wide right. Bell running into Mike Fanning and broke the tackle. There's a flag on the play. Fanning, number 79, tried to bring him down with his arms, and that's not enough.
Well, they're giving them different sets and running straight ahead from odd offensive sets.
Tampa Bay guilty of the rule infraction. It'll be called against them. Referee, Jerry Markbright. And that's Jack Youngblood just to the referee's left. Jim Youngblood in the lower right-hand corner, already figured prominently. He picked off a pass and ran 31 yards for a touchdown.
You know, Mike Fanning is a good football player. He's playing with bumps and bruises. I think he's a good pass rusher.
Illegal motion, number 87, offense, 2nd down.
That's Larry Mucker, the man who caught the touchdown pass. He was guilty of illegal motion. We have 11 minutes and 3 seconds to the half. And we'll see what Doug Williams can come up with now against a stubborn Ram defense. He sends Isaac Higgins right, Morris Owens the other way, and he has Eckwood and Bell behind him. Passing to the right side, trying to lead Higgins, no good. And right there with him was Dwayne Osteen, number 33.
There's the inexperience of Williams. You don't gun that ball on that type of a play. You got to lay it up and over. They're in double coverage. They haven't covered short, and they haven't covered long. And if you try to rifle it in there, that's what happens.
I think you said earlier that was going to be his problem. Philadelphia leading the Giants 7-6 in the second quarter. Tough to read the professional double coverages, especially for a young quarterback looking for a tight end.
This is the situation he doesn't want to get in, 3rd and 13.
So Doug Williams trying to move the Buccaneers, but they're bogged down on their own 26-yard line. And he's going to set up a bomb for Giles. No good. And again, it was to the tight end up the middle, Nolan Cromwell, right there with him.
That's the play we talked about, Benny, in the top of the show. A seam pattern to the tight end, almost completed. Actually, he threw that very well.
Just went off his fingertips there.
You're better to overthrow it than underthrow it.
He had Cromwell beaten by a step, and then the pass was another 2 steps in front of Jimmy Giles.
We'll see that again.
So Tom Blanchard will be asked to boot it out. It is 4th and 13 from the 26. Eddie Brown all alone on the Ram 35. Blanchard under the rush, but he got it away. Brown gets away from one man at the 35 and is buried on a big hit by Aaron Brown, number 55. The Zach fella hit.
I really like these Tampa Bay linebackers. They're physical. Watch this head-on tackle. Perfect tackle.
From Ohio State, and you could feel that all the way in Ohio.
If anybody appreciates the end of the day, it's a Big A Auto Parts store. Because during the day, no other store works harder to give you quality parts and friendly service. Why, only this morning.
Okay, you need a muffler and a tailpipe brakes for a 67 Plymouth? We'll have it here by 11 o'clock.
Yes, ma'am. I can show you how that goes on.
You need 6 gas cans? Yes, we can grind drums. Is it a V8 or a 6?
Quality parts, friendly service. That's Big A, the hard-working auto parts store.
When choosing between the phone and a business letter, remember, the letter is loaded with hidden costs.
I see you.
There's dictating time, typing time, filing costs, materials, even mailing costs.
Sorting, sealing, stamping, and postage.
To reduce those costs, don't reach for a stamp. Reach for the telephone. The phone's a better buy than the business letter.
10:38 to the half. Tampa Bay leading the Rams 7-6. The Rams scoring on an interception, and then Tampa Bay on a 15-yard pass to Mucker. Kansas City leading Oakland 28-7 in the fourth. And we understand Doug Smith is out of the game with an injured knee. Seattle 10, Denver 3 in the second. 1st and 10 on the Ram 43. Jesson in motion. Here comes Cullen Bryant. And he gets to the 49-yard line, a pickup of 6 to make it 2nd and 4. By the way, one of the keys in the play would be the fumble by Lawrence McCutcheon. And one thing John McKay has is a ball-hawking Tampa Bay defense. They have now forced 14 fumbles and recovered 9 of them. They lead the league in that department.
Well, that helps give the offense good field position. The nose man, the man that plays over the center, is the nose man. This is Randy Crowder in there, number 71. He's been doing a good job.
2nd and 4 from the 49 of the Rams. Jesse in motion. Here comes McCutcheon inside John Williams' block. And he got back to midfield, and that's about all as he tried to cut in behind John Williams.
Now watch the nose man, 71, playing over Saul. He takes Saul on, reads the play, works laterally, gets rid of him. They turn the play in, and Crowder is over here to help on the tackle. They have 2 good nose men, Crowder and Kohler.
3rd and 2 for Hayden and the Rams. And Hayden on a quick count, setting up in a hurry over the middle and dropped by McCutcheon. There's a flag on the play.
Several flags. Smart football by Hayden.
Jackie Slater, I believe, has broken the rules. Number 78. Evidently a holding call on Slater. That's the preliminary feeling up here.
And sometimes when you go on a quick count, you defeat your own offense. Sometimes your own men aren't ready. It's a good, smart football by Pat. I like that. They weren't ready. The defense wasn't ready. He had a first down there.
Holding, number 78, offense, declined.
And there you are, naked to the world. Jackie Slater, 4 years out of Jackson State, and the whole world knows all about it.
You know, Vinny, very interesting. 4th and 2, they're throwing the football. That's how they respect the Tampa defense.
And now they're kicking it because Ken Clark out of St. Mary's in Nova Scotia will be punting from the Ram 40-yard line.
3rd and 2, they're throwing the ball.
Danny Reese, and he has Tony Davis on his right and Larry Mucker on his left. Clark's longest punt of the year, 53 yards. Low snap, but he gets it away, but it's another line drive kick off to the right. This one kicks and goes out of bounds, and we'll see where they mark it. At the 16-yard line. So Tampa Bay will put it in play, 1st and 10 on the Buccaneers 16. Don't forget tonight on CBS, 60 Minutes. Archie Bunker's plays Alice, the Jeffersons, and Trapper John, M.D. And on 60 Minutes, a new exclusive interview with Johnny Carson. Well worth seeing and hearing.
You know, Vinny, I want to go back to something I started to say. 3rd and 2, we usually like to run. Twice in this ball game, the Rams have thrown the ball 3rd and 2, which lets you know they respect that Tampa defense.
And Tampa Bay stiffened, held on, and now they put it in play. 1st and 10 from the Buccaneers 16-yard line. Bell is the up back with Eckwood. Hagan is left. Owens is right. Play action sweep over the middle, broken up, intended for Morris Owens. Pat Thomas reading the play so very well. Big play by little Pat. Coach, let's take a look at Jack Youngblood, who has to do some forcing from the outside.
Yes, and he's going against Hanna on this play. Hanna's, again, a defensive man playing offense, and he's doing the job pretty good.
That time it's tight end Jimmy Giles handling him.
Giles took him off.
Yeah.
We didn't see the play that Pat Thomas made. Pat Thomas had perfect position on the receiver that time.
2nd and 10 on the 16 for Doug Williams. In motion is Morris Owens. Williams on a draw, and it's Eckwood. Eckwood to the 24-yard line, and there's a few hot tempers, Pat Thomas and Jerry Eckwood throwing a few punches. Jerry Eckwood, the rookie out of Arkansas, who claims Gale Sayers gave him an emotional talking to that got him to come back after a lot of injuries. He had a severe knee injury in '76 and was out in '77.
I'm sure Ricky Bell welcomes him because now they've got 2 speed merchants in the backfield. You can't defense one. You have to stop them both.
3rd and 2, the ball on the Tampa Bay 24-yard line. Hagan's right, Owens left. Fake and a keeper by Williams trying to get outside, and Jim Youngblood did a good job of making him run out of real estate.
This was a good call. The keeper played a run by the quarterback, but the block, watch the block on Youngblood, we can see it, was not effective. Threw at his feet, and Youngblood made the play like the good linebacker he is.
So Jim Youngblood stymies Doug Williams on a keeper, and it is 4th and 2 with 8:30 left to the half. Eddie Brown deep on the Ram 37.
Let's watch Eddie Brown's technique on catching this ball. He's one of the best in all of football. He makes a basket, he floats it in, it doesn't hit his pads, and he puts it away. He has one leg forward. If the ball slips, it doesn't go through. The one leg catches it.
So Blanchard ready to punt. Eddie Hill goes back to help out Eddie Brown. A rush was on, a flag. They have knocked the kicker down, and so there's no reason for Eddie Brown to even move. Tom Blanchard was buried, and coming was Pat Thomas, along with Drew Hill and Wendell Tyler.
Good call.
You can see Blanchard just as he gets it away. Coming in on the left side is number 27, Pat Thomas. And that's Wendell Tyler. Flipping into him is Pat Thomas, and then Drew Hill hit him, along with Justin.
You know, usually they don't call that, Vinny. When he's blocked into the kicker, they don't call that many times.
That's Aaron Brown shaken up.
Was blocked into the kicker.
Ray Malavasi standing on the far side with Bill Dunstan, number 66. Take another look now. Here's Blanchard ready to get it off, and look at the Rams coming.
Personal foul.
First Tyler.
You see him being blocked?
Pat Thomas a somersault, and then Drew Hill and Sid Justin hit him.
Well, I think that's a questionable call. I think when you're blocked into the kicker, that very seldom they call that.
So it's 1st and 10 on the Buccaneer 29-yard line. A big break for Tampa Bay. Owens in a slot left inside Hagan. Williams under a rush from Jack Youngblood. Throwing on the run, no good. Almost caught by Jim Youngblood. See? And wait a minute, there's more hard feelings. Jim Youngblood, who came across and almost intercepted it. Then there was a pop. Isaac Higgins was slanting in. So let's go from one Youngblood to another.
Well, here's Jack Youngblood rushing the passer, going inside of Hanna. So Williams has to roll out to get away from him. Now Williams throws a line drive, which could have been picked off.
Yeah, Jim Youngblood had it and couldn't hold it.
Jack Youngblood's going to try to beat Hanna any way he can.
Now here's Jim Youngblood.
That ball should have been intercepted.
And look at the pop with Isaac Higgins.
Number 27, defense, first down.
While all that is going on, Pat Thomas, number 27, is between Jim Youngblood and Isaac Higgins, and Thomas evidently got steamed and hit Higgins, and he draws the personal foul.
I think they haven't forgotten that injury that took place in the Coliseum.
When Doug Williams had his jaw broken. 1st and 10 on the Buccaneer 46. They've moved 30 yards on 2 big penalties. Jones in motion to the left. A pitch back to Eckwood. He got away from Jack Youngblood, but he's knocked out of bounds, shy at the 45. Jack Youngblood just missed it as the tight end came back to push him out of the way. Watch it, 88.
When your tackle's having a little trouble, you like to have him get some help from the tight end. Now, the Rams had an overshifted defense, so the tight end blocked him on that play.
Second down and 12 yards to go for Tampa Bay. They lead 7-6. 8 minutes and 11 seconds to the half. Isaac Higgins wide left. Morris Owens right. Giles tight end on the right side. Play action fake to Eckwood. Williams setting up down the middle. He's got Morris Owens. Dave Elmendorf brings him down inside the 30, but there's a flag on the play.
Like I think maybe a late hit by Youngblood.
That's Jack Youngblood coming in, maybe.
Let's watch it. Let's see what it is. He beats Hanna to the inside. Now watch him. Hanna's holding him. Delivery sack. They called it. That's what they're trying to do with the new quarterback rule. No late hits.
Well, Morris Owens making the reception, and the Buccaneers had that play anyway.
Yeah, the Rams are losing their poise here. They haven't done anything in this drive to amount to much. The Rams are losing their coolness.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, number 79 defense, tacked on to the end of the completed pass. First down.
The penalty is against Mike Fanning for the late clip of the passer. It is tacked on to the completed pass, which makes it